"I haven't cheated on you," he announced, chest proud, like a guy who just finished a marathon and expected a medal. He followed with, almost proudly, 3 years on the road, nothing. When he said I thought he was joking, he wasn't. We were arguing about something else, small, stupid, and he threw that line out like it proved a point. He said it with a pleased look, like he had earned a medal. I mumbled, "That's the bare minimum, but okay." My voice sounded small even to me. I did not mean for him to see how shaken I was. Inside, everything went quiet. I kept hearing him say the exact words, over and over, like a recording I couldn't stop. "We've been married since 2012. We have 2 kids. I stay home with them. He travels for work. He's a welder, gone for stretches." For years, I would have said I trusted him. Now I can't tell whether I'm overreacting or finally seeing something obvious. What bothered me first was the 3 years detail. Why not say, "I haven't cheated in 13 years of marriage"? Why qualify it with where he works? It felt like he was drawing a line. Only when I was on the road. It sounded to me like bragging about not taking an option. It felt like he thought fidelity was a favor he was doing me by default. My brain supplied images of him alone in motel rooms, scrolling through porn. He watches porn. He always has. He's been kind lately about my changing body. I lost weight because of a health problem, and he's been mostly gentle about the way I look now. I was supposed to be relieved by that. Instead, I started imagining him waiting for a chance. I thought about my 4-year-old and how she lies about birthday presents. She says, "It's not Legos," and then it is Legos. I'm embarrassed to admit how much that image stuck with me. My child's small lie felt like a key to what my husband might be doing with words. The detail he chose felt like the "it's not Legos" of adult life, a small dodge that reveals the thing you're hiding. I considered 2 options. 1, confront him immediately. Explain that the way he framed it made me distrust him and demand an explanation. 2, ignore it. Let it go. Pretend it never happened and keep the peace. Neither option felt right. If I confronted him in anger, I could see myself turning into someone I don't like. I didn't want to accuse him without evidence. Not in front of the kids. Not with my voice shaking. I also didn't want to store that moment and let it grow into a wound I couldn't heal. I knew the difference between confronting and lashing out. I wanted to make my point without making a scene. So I waited. I watched him for a few days, looking for signs that I knew would mean something. I saw nothing concrete. He came home. He helped with bedtime. He joked with the kids about cartoons. That should have calmed me. Instead, every time his phone buzzed, my pulse jumped. I started checking small things I had never checked before. I hated that I had become the kind of person who checked. After a week of stew and avoidance, I decided to do something different. I wrote down what I needed to say. Not accusations. Not threats. A short list. I felt hurt by the way he framed his fidelity. The 3 years line made me feel like something was missing, and I needed to know why he used that wording. I wanted reassurance and one concrete change. No more language that frames not cheating as a favor. That night, after the kids were asleep, I sat across from him with the list. I started with, "When you said you hadn't cheated in 3 years, it made me uncomfortable." I used I statements. I said what I felt. He listened. He didn't laugh. He didn't look away. He said he didn't think about the phrasing the way I did. He said he meant 3 years because that's how long he'd been traveling. He said he wasn't proud in the way I thought. He said he was trying to say he had been faithful while he was away. It wasn't a neat fix. It didn't erase the image of a man who would congratulate himself for not being a cheater. But he heard me. He apologized for the way it sounded. He agreed to stop saying it and to be more direct when we talk about trust. We agreed to a weekly check-in, a short time to say what we needed without judgment. I left the conversation still on edge, but lighter. I realized the problem was not only the words he had used, it was the fact that I felt powerless, and he had a casual way of framing things that pushed that power further from me. The solution was simple in plan, not in feeling. Set a boundary, ask for clarity, and insist on being part of the conversation when he talks about our marriage. I don't know if that makes me naive, maybe I am, but I also know that living in constant suspicion would not help our kids, or me. So for now, I am choosing to test his actions against his words. If the wording changes and his behavior does too, I will allow my trust to rebuild. If it doesn't, I will not pretend it's nothing.